It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And everyone's watching Ramondre Stevenson. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back. And your leader in rushing touch, the Patriots and the on EA
What better way to
Sports.
start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name, it's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10.
And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks take a 6-0 lead right away. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. So some fireworks there to start play, and we already have our first down.
And this just may be the kind of game it's going to turn out to be. Both teams have such quick strike ability, but boy, on the other side of the field, the coaches have to be wondering, why this team wasn't ready to go. That's a big letdown to begin a football game.
Yeah, no doubt. The middle. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Hardy on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So now it's the Patriots' turn to head out for the first time on offense. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Kate, this is one of those situations where a quarterback has just got to say to himself, poised. Be poised. Yeah, your team just gave up a big blow on the other side, and you don't have to get it all back in one play like they just did. You got to go out there with poise to do your job.
Now the first carry of the game for Ramondre Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming. Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Patriots will have a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. This is Stevenson heading right. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Boye Mafe bringing that play to a halt. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing is May. Throw reeled in by Stevenson. And he's brought down for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
Patriots punt team coming out with former sixth-rounder to do the honors. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now an inside give to Walker. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Russ is going to cook here. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest tight ends couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
He lobs it up, left sideline, looking for a jump play. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that brings up 4th and long. Punt team out there now. Michael Dixon on to kick it away. Marcus Jones back to return for the Patriots. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. So no return on that punt. And the Pats will take over. New England taking the field. Its 2nd series of the game coming up. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss is as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. A give left side to Stevenson. Up the sideline, past the 45. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a New England 1st down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. Second and 3 now. On play action, here's May. Taking a big shot for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Running for it with Stevenson. And he's brought down after a short gain. Just 1 yard there. Now a tough call to make on 4th and short inside of field goal range.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Trying to throw for it with May. That's cut beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the 1st instead. The give inside to Stevenson. Has some space inside the 15. And he's finally taken down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
May now from the gun. He's got it. Touchdown, New England. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
On is Chad Ryland for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Patriots tie this game 7-7. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Return starts at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. They're still in search of that first down of this game, Brock, hoping to put together a drive and avoid calling on the punter again. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. On play action now, Wilson. Cut by Lockett. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
That one ends up a gain of 6. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, here's Russ. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You gotta be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the Patriots in the nickel for this 3rd down call. Throwing is Wilson. Walker hauls it in. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a 1st down. That look, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the score remains knotted 7-all.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
This offense getting all set for this series. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Good field position for the Patriots as they get set for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, a give to Stevenson. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Boye Mafe bringing that play to a halt. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. May. An off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Back to the air. It's May. He's got a man left. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Patriots football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Complete. It's Bourne. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Patriots will have a first down. A give up the middle to Stevenson. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. They go again with Stevenson. And he's able to push this down to the 12. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2. They send the tight end in motion. Stevenson gets it on 3rd down. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun handoff to Stevenson. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Give him a few that time, but they'll need twice that to find the end zone here on 3rd and goal. Here's May to the air. Escapes out to the left. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Patriots take a second quarter lead. Drake made the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Seahawks and this running back headed back out for a new series. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This is Walker on 2nd. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. 3rd and 6 now. Man in motion here. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. And And the Patriots will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you could go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
He's got the hook up to Bourne. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. A throw left side, caught by Brown. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's May. Got his target, it's Baker. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a New England first down. This is Stevenson on the give. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. May now. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's May. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And he's brought down for a loss. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Stevenson. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They'll try and run in with Stevenson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
So 4th down, the Patriots send out the field goal unit, Chad Ryland on the attempt. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Badgley able to knock it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
D. Eskridge to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense taking the field now. That score made it 17-7, but they can cut it back to a 1-score game here. Walker on 1st down. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Tackle made by Juwan Bentley. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Now here's Russ. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jabril Peppers bringing that one to an end. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Russ now from the gun. Into the hands of Walker. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Patriots will be backed up pretty deep to start the drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. May looking to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 21. Hauled in by Bourne. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Now a give to Stevenson, coming right. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Gillette. The Patriots pushing for a bigger lead before halftime. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. To throw, here's May. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 2nd down. May now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Hang on through the contact. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st to 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Another punt coming up. Bryce Behringer to do the honors again. Brings it in at the 12. And something on the return, but not much as it still ends inside the 20. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. On 1st down, it's Wilson. Pass complete to Walker. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Wilson with it on 1st. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Cut out left. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Marcus Jones ranging over for the stop. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. Michael Dixon on the punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Patriots and wide receiver Kendrick Bourne set to take over now. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. Completes this one to Baker. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. Second down now, 7 to go. He's back to throw. This one taken in by Baker. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. We've arrived at halftime with the Patriots in front after 2 here in Foxborough. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. It was a terrific first half from the rookie number 3 overall pick, Drake May. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. To return this, Marcus Jones. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. To the air on first down, May. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And that one's behind him, that's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field, but in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Reek Woolen with the INT. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Myers gets the point after to go. And the Seahawks cut it to a field goal game. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots offense all set to go. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Third quarter starts with a run by Stevenson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
That one complete to Stevenson. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's a New England first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw for May. Complete. It's Bourne. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. To the air yet again, May. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's May. He has the first over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On the handoff, Stevenson. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 42. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
He's running for it. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10, here's Stevenson. And he's brought down for a loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Eskridge on the return. Return's looking good so far. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. 1st down, here's Russ. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Kyle Duggar hauling him down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Russ off the play fake. Finds his back complete. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Wilson now from the gun. That's JSN, smithing Jigba on the quick slant. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll go with Walker on the counter. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Russ now from the gun. Flushed out now to his left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
For the 2nd time today, they're going to run the kick team out for the field goal. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they fail to cut the lead in half. It stays at 6.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They gain 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down. From the gun, it's May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. He'll get this one to Brown. And this goes across midfield and into Seahawks territory.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and long for him here. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's May. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's 2nd down. Got his target, it's Baker. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop.
Well, the defense was ready for that throw, stopping him right in his tracks, right at the line of scrimmage.
May now on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So that brings up 4th and long. Now on the Patriots field goal try, it's Chad Ryland. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. Badgley able to knock it through. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Seahawks offense running out now. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but Just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
They give up the gut to Walker. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Pass complete to Walker. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage too.
We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap for Wilson. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
He's on the move. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on down.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The New England offense running out now. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. May now from the gun. He completes it in traffic. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. And they send a man in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. May. Complete beyond the marker. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. This is Stevenson heading right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's why you often see some mix, some high-percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep a defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
2nd down, they go back to Stevenson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Tight end going in motion here. Throw on 3rd down. And he brings it in for a New England touchdown. The Patriots could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. Jalen Polk, the touchdown. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to flow toward it, and that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
And he will get into the end zone. They go for 2, and that gives them a 3-score advantage. Well, that right there was a beautiful bit of short field artistry, partner, netting them a couple more points following the touchdown.
I love that word. artistry, because that's what you are as a quarterback, right? You have got to sometimes create a picture when there is none there. And this QB, more than capable of doing it, that Joe infuses everyone around you with so much confidence, because it didn't have to be perfect. He could scramble and still find a way to create one heck of a beautiful painting.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense making its way back out now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing again is Russ. Stays upright. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down. Now an inside give to Walker. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It'll be 3 total on the play. 4th and 7 now. Russ setting to throw. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Jelani Tavai picks it off. And he makes the house call. It's a touchdown on the pick six. You get a pick six, you get a pick six. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick six and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
Ryland now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Patriots make it a 24-point ball game. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. After the pick, here's Wilson. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Russ looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a gain of 12 there. And it sets up Seattle with first down. Now here's Russ. Complete to DK Metcalf. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Wilson looking to throw. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Putting the tight end in motion. Taking the handoff. Now Wilson. And the Patriots got home. They dropped him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
Here he is on third and long. This is complete to Charbonnet. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards them, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
They've got first down from the 31. Starting on the ground here with Stevenson. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They go again with Stevenson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there. So consecutive 1 yard runs brings up 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, here's May. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. From the gun, a gift to Stevenson. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. May now. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, I'll tell you this, Kate. That's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
Badgley able to knock it through. And that grows the lead to 27.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The offense headed back to the field. They liked how that drive was going, but the ending, the turnover on downs, Yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. First down, here's Russ. Into traffic, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Walker hauls it in. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Wilson to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Jelani Tavai picks it off. And the Patriots will get it back with some time to work with. We've reached the 2-minute warning. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The give inside to Stevenson. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Stevenson with another carry. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Stevenson gets it on 3rd down, and he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. 1 yard on the run. It's going to be 4th and 10. Now on the Patriots field goal try, it's Chad Ryland. This 42 yards from the right hash. Badgley able to knock it through. And the lead continues to grow and grow. So this is a win for the Patriots. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Patriots emerge as winners, as with that, we'll sign off from New England.